Good afternoon. Good afternoon from beautiful Miami. My name is Maryam Isa Al Ali Zastipel. I put God first. This is my story, and I have a purpose. I help others embrace their authentic self to serve a bigger purpose. Everything I do in my life, from the minute I wake up in the morning to the minute I go to sleep at night, is in service of something bigger than who I am.
That's right. And my name is Alexander Zastipel. My purpose is to bring out the strength in others so they can take full control over their life and gain all rights to their existence.
Existence, guys, existence. And we are super excited to be bringing to you Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 9 p.m. Dubai time. That's 12 p.m. here in beautiful Miami, powered by Purple Circle, run by Wi-Fi, our amazing friend William, who is also known in UAE as Shaheen. We're very excited about it. We're very excited about today's topic, guys. The topics that we're bringing to you is something that is related to your life and also to your business. And I'm going to tell you, like, this is going to be huge. The topic today is going to be huge, whether you want to use it in your life or in your business. So what is today's topic?
Yeah, well, here's the thing. If you want to make more money, you want to have more connections, you want to have a bigger network, you want to maybe not be an introvert anymore, you want to get out of where you are right now and upgrade, this is for you. And it's all about connecting with others, connecting with your audience, connecting with a group of people, connecting with billionaires, connecting with anybody that you could possibly think of. We're going to give you guys strategies on how to do that and how you can execute on connecting better with others. And this is something that you can use every single day in your life, even if you need to connect better with your spouse, right?
Let's go.
You need to connect better with your spouse. You need to connect better with your kids, whoever it is, whoever you can think of right now, we're going to help you with that right now.
I love that. And without any further ado, before we introduce the 4 ways to go ahead and connect with other people, there is actually something we need to identify and clear it for you. So when we say connect with an audience, what do we mean an audience? In the Clear and Conquer language, we have found out that there are 3 main categories of audiences. Okay, very simple, very clear. There are 3 categories. I hope you guys have a pen and a paper because we are going to be dropping all these different gold nuggets here. It took us guys years to figure this out, and again, you guys are going to take it in like 1 minute. So I hope you have a pen and a paper. So the first type of drum rolls. This is Alex's version of drum rolls.
We're building up the suspense. Yes.
Let's go. So the first kind of audience that you need to connect with is called a one-person audience. For example, if I am me, Maryam, having a solo conversation with me and my husband Alex, that he's an audience. One person is an audience, guys. Many of us think, oh, audience, maybe, oh my gosh, it's an arena full of 20,000 people. Oh my gosh, it could be 100 people. It could be one person. So the first kind of audiences are one person. Someone you're communicating with one-to-one. It could be your spouse. It could be your line manager. It could be your employee. It could be your friend. It could be your neighbor. Anyone who you are communicating one-on-one with. So the other person who is receiving the information that you are providing them with is considered an audience. That's the first type. The second type of audiences is a group audience. A group audience is when you are running a team meeting, like 20 people, 10 people, 50 people. The group audience here is you are familiar with everybody. Let's say you are a trainer, you are running a training session for someone, right? So you know everybody in the room. Maybe by the end of the 2-3 day training that you are with them, you're going to know everybody in the room, their names, what they do, and so on and so forth. So when you are familiar with the whole group and their names, this is considered a second audience. It could be 20, 30, 40, 50 people, right? And you're going to be spending a few days with them so you can actually learn from them. The third kind of audience is what we call the arena audience. The arena audience is like an audience that is like thousands of people, hundreds of people. Some of them you see, some of them you don't see. Maybe you get to spend like 30 minutes with them, 10 minutes with them, 1 hour with them. But some of them you will know and some of them you will not know. And sometimes with the arena audiences, there will be more people who, in general, like when I go, for example, speak to in different stages, and there are some people there who I will be meeting for the first time, right? So most of the time, are people who are not familiar with you. There will be people there in the audience who know you, who you are, but sometimes when you are attending a conference and there are multiple speakers, you are going to be part of that arena audience. So we wanted to clarify that three different parts of audience, which is you have one person is an audience, a small group of people who you see everybody, that's a second audience, and then an arena audience, which is thousands of people. And here is the thing with that. What is that audience there to do? Any type of them. They are there to listen, observe, or participate. They are there to listen to you, observe you, or participate. Whatever it is, the kind of audience that you are talking to, whether it's a workshop, training, conference, summit, whatever it is that you are going to be talking to them about. So I just wanted to get this one out of the way. So audience, when we talk about the word audience throughout this session today, know that we are referring to one of the three or all of them at the same time.
Yeah.
With that being said, I would love to go ahead and jump into the four different ways to connect with the audiences. And this is again from not only, oh my God, I researched them. I did a research on YouTube and they said this is the 4 ways to connect. This is from my experience. This is something I do. This is something I teach. In fact, we have a free speaking event this upcoming tomorrow.
Tomorrow.
Oh my gosh, we have the Masterclass in the weekend. Tomorrow, we actually have a speaking Masterclass. It's for
speaking
free.
Event.
A speaking event, sorry. And it's going, you can just from now go to clearandconquer.com/free to get access. So the information I will be sharing with you guys today is whatever I'm going to be sharing tomorrow, but tomorrow is going to be more in depth. So without any further ado, Alex, I want you to introduce the first way to connect with the audience.
Yeah, sure. Absolutely. And maybe you've been in a situation before where you couldn't connect with someone. Like you were talking to them, but you weren't connecting, right? And connecting just means like you're actually in conversation with them, meaning you're not talking to a wall, basically, right? Like I'm sure you've been in a situation where you were talking, and they're just not there with you. They're kind of looking around. They're not actually like even with you. Right. That's your fault, okay? Because you weren't connected with them. Yeah. Like you weren't in communication with them at all. So the number one out of the 4, we're going through 4 ways to connect. The 4 ways to connect with your audience, whether one-to-one, one-to-a-group, or one-to-an audience, is connecting through common ground, right? Like something that you have in common with the other person. Now, for example, if I try to connect with Maryam about cars, right? She's not going to most likely listen for very long, right? Because she has no interest in cars. I have the interest in cars. I have to find someone, if they're new, I have to find something that's going to be in common with them, right? I need to find something maybe that they're wearing. Maybe I really genuinely love Maryam's eyes, which I do, right? So I can genuinely say that, but it has to come from a place of genuine communication. It can't just be something like, oh, I just want to connect with them. Let me find something real quick, right? It has to be something that it comes from you that you actually like about that other person, right? If you hear them say something that they like sports or a game that they like, or something that they're very passionate about, something that they really like, you can connect with them on that, and maybe just genuinely ask them more about it, right? They're probably, if you just ask them about something they're very passionate about, they're going to spill out on you, right? They're going to give you a lot of information about them, which is the whole point. You need to find out more about this person, right? So connecting through common ground is extremely powerful. Excuse me. And when you do this, you're going to actually be in communication at that point, right? It's not going to be just talking and the small talk and saying hello to them. It's going to be what you connect with, right? It's going to be with what you like. We're literally talking about connecting here. We're talking about actually being with that person, being present with them. And if you're actually present, you're going to find things that you like about the person. Right? Unless you have bad intentions, you're unethical and you're evil. Right? Then I guess probably not. But my point here is if I want to connect with someone, I want to find something that I really like. Like, for example, Shaheen, William, that produces this show. I love how he just can see things that other people cannot see. Like, I want to compliment him on that. And if I didn't know him, and I started noticing that, I would start talking about that, like, hey, like, how long has this been happening? Like, have you always been like this? I'd be like very curious about that specifically, right? Because it's like, I don't have that, right? So it's really cool to find things in other people that maybe you don't have as a gift, because God gave us all different gifts, like for sure.
Yeah.
I can't jump in the air like Michael Jordan can, you know. I can't throw a football like Tom Brady. Like I don't have those abilities, and I don't have those gifts either. So if I developed that talent, it would be worthless. Like it wouldn't be like them.
Right.
Like those were given to him. I have different gifts than Tom Brady, William, and other people, right? Just other people in general. So I want to find something in them that I really like and I can connect with.
I love that. And this is something, guys, that you're connecting common ground with people. This can actually happen whether you are talking to someone in an elevator, whether you are actually connecting with an audience, like if even if it's an arena audience, if you see like the most common people who do these big gigs and these big speaking gigs, you'll notice that when they enter, they communicate on a common ground. They ask a question that is creating a common ground. How many of you guys want to increase your confidence by 100%? You would see how many people in the room actually raising their hands.
And that's a good point.
You know, because here you're literally connecting on a common ground and you're literally setting the stage on whatever you're going to be talking about, right? Or again, when, for example, I see someone in a party and I like her dress or I like her shoes or I like her nails or whatever it is, I genuinely and underline genuinely compliment that person. Don't say, Maryam told me to go ahead and find something in someone. I just want to go ahead. I hate her dress, but I told her, your dress is nice. People can tell if you are genuine or you are, not.
Yeah.
Right? People can tell. People are not stupid. Like it's energy. People can tell if you are genuinely interested in what the other people are saying or not. Right? So here's the thing, like connecting common ground, this is huge for the people who want to go ahead and connect with others in a way that they can actually get the communication across. If you cannot connect, you cannot communicate. If you cannot connect with this person and clearly and obviously make sure that you are actually genuine about supporting them and helping them or providing that topic to them, it's not gonna go. And you would notice whatever information you're gonna be giving out, if you are not authentic and you're not real, which is another topic today, right, is that it's not gonna flow through, right? So that's what happens when you connect on a common ground. Very simple. This is maybe a task for you. If you guys want to find out more about this, tomorrow we are running a free speaking event. You can go to clearandconquer.com/free. If you are on our different social media platforms, you can go to the link in the bio. Click on the link in the bio and it's going to take you to the landing page. Register, it's free. And we're going to share with you more about how to connect on common ground. So that's the first way to go ahead and connect with an audience. Go find someone, connect with them genuinely, and you're going to see how the communication will become flawless after that. So that's number one. Number two?
Yeah, before I go to number two, you said something really important, which is if you're not in connection, you're not in communication.
Right.
Like if you didn't connect, you're not in communication. I hope like if you're taking notes or just you want to take something here, like if you don't connect with them, you're not in communication with them. Like they're going to barely be listening. Think about it. People have a lot of challenges and problems and issues going on during their day. You think that they're thinking about you all the time? No. Right? You need to get into communication with them. This is so important. You'll make millions, billions of dollars if you can figure out the communication piece,
right?
Like how to actually communicate with other people, right? That's why it's so important to learn about this. That's why it's important to join us tomorrow for our free event, because we're going to be going even in more depth about this. Maryam's spoken in front of stages of 17,000 people. She's been public speaking for 17 years, right? She has trained over 1,000 managers at a multi-billion-dollar airline. Yeah. Right? Like she was a part of that. Like she was the head of that.
Thank you.
Right? With one other person, right? They were a duo. And she's very highly qualified to be teaching this. This is things that she has made mistakes on and has learned the hard way. And we're literally just giving this to you right now as a piece of information you can use for the rest of your life. I know this will impact you, but only if you apply it. So with that being said, you're not connecting. If you're not in connection, you're not in communication. Going to the second one, the second way to connect with someone, connect with an audience is statistics, right? And statistics, I don't encourage you to use it like a lot, because if you're just talking about statistics all the time, like people are going to get bored really fast. It is said that people are 63% more likely to remember a story that you tell them more than a statistic itself. I think people retain like 5% of statistics and 63% of stories, something like that. It's a way higher percentage. But stats, you still can connect with people and you can get them to come to realizations, such as, in our company, we help people find their purpose. 95% of people on this planet do not know their purpose. Do you want to be one of the 95% of people that are lost for the rest of their life, die having a full of regrets, right? Do you want to be one of those 95%, or do you want to be one of the 5% of people on this planet that actually live with fulfillment, passion, purpose, and they walk through life in a whole different way and a whole different meaning, right? That's a statistic, right? There's a lot of different ways I can use statistics. 73% of people live paycheck to paycheck. Are you one of those people? I'm connecting with all of you that are living paycheck to paycheck right now. It's a connection that I have now.
Right.
Like, are you one of the people that have been just living paycheck after paycheck after paycheck for years? How much longer do you want that to allow to happen? Because it's up to you. It's not up to anybody else but yourself. You're in control of that.
Right.
And if you're waiting for someone, that's a mistake. You have to do it yourself. Like, you go and take control, take control of your finances, right? So that's a statistic. 73% of people live in paycheck to paycheck. That's in America anyways. My point is that you can connect with statistics. You can even hear it though. It's a little bit more dry, right? I'm still connecting with you, but if I'm doing it different ways here, I'm going to connect with you harder, and it's just going to be more of a bond. Where statistics, you probably forget those after this live here today, but I still connected with those who heard it and those who I was talking to, right? I was talking to that audience. That's what I'm going to say about that.
That, to be honest with you, I know it's a way to connect with the audience, but for me personally, me and my character, it's my least favorite, but I know it works. That's why there are a few ways in my speaking, in my sessions, in my trainings that I actually use stats. Like, very rare. Like, again, one of the things I say is 95% of people live their lives without knowing their purpose. They're going to their jobs like robots and zombies. They have no reason, they have no purpose. They're just waiting to retire after 40 years, and then they die.
Imagine they're going to work like zombies and a zombie apocalypse hasn't even happened. They think they're waiting for the zombie apocalypse, but it's already happening.
Yeah. So here is the thing. I love how you put it.
That was random.
That's good. That's good. That's really good. So here is the thing, guys. Like, connecting with the stats, again, it could appeal with some people and could be appeal with not other people. I'll give you an example. Like, when I was doing my PhD research and I was talking about the topic of sense of place, which is my doctoral research, and when I was looking at the literature review literally means I go ahead and I see who wrote about this topic before, and I need to go ahead and capture everybody. And in the history of the topic of sense of place, it was only 20 papers, 20 in the history. Other papers have hundreds, if not thousands of, like, for example, customer experience, that has like thousands of papers. Sense of place, I only found 20. But again, this actually captured the audience of the academic world, right? They said, when I said only 20 papers were written on the topic of sense of place, only 20? Yeah, and I'm gonna be 21, right? Because it is such a very profound topic, but not many people actually took the time to connect it to business. And this is what I've done in my research, right? So this could actually resonate with certain people, with certain audiences. But if I'm going to talk to someone, say, yeah, only 20 people were writing on sense of place. So doesn't make sense, right? So that's why we go back to the previous topic, audience. Who's your audience? Do you actually can tell if this audience can connect or not? I worked, as you mentioned, Alex, in a corporate organization. Like, I trained literally 1,000 managers to become better managers for their teams in one of the leading airlines in the Middle East, right? And I remember when I was there, like, literally, we had to report weekly the stats. How many people did we do? What was the percentage? How many of them were like senior managers? How many of them were like line managers? How of them are trained to be managers? And we were putting it in stats, because in this case, the upper management can make a decision. And Alex and I, we actually use this in our business, but we try to make it as fun as possible. Alex did a great job with it. So we see trends. For me, stats didn't make sense. I don't like to see a number. I like to see the graphs. And I like to see our graphs going up. Okay, I'm more visual, as you guys can tell. So I cannot just go ahead and say what's the number. I want to see it in a graph, right? So I'm gonna tell you guys, connecting on stats is one of the ways. Personally, it's not my favorite way, but I know it's a way that connect with people when you know who is the audience. You cannot say to kids 80% of people. So be careful who your audience is, and be careful what kind of information you are providing them with.
Yeah. And one thing I want everybody to realize is, why do you think Maryam keeps on getting stages? Why do you think it ended up being 1,000 managers? Imagine if she didn't know how to connect and communicate.
Yeah.
They would have stopped her at 10 people, not 1,000, right?
Yeah.
They wouldn't have allowed her to go to 1,000 different people to train.
Yeah.
Imagine. You have to know how to communicate. You have to know how to connect to people, right? Imagine all 1,000 of those people. It was in groups of people, right? So she had to know how to connect with some of those people, right? And there's always going to be people that won't want to connect, right? There's going to, for some reason, they're going to have this thing. But not the other 90% of people are going to want to connect. So you need to know how to connect to those people, because if she wasn't in connection and communication, the training wouldn't have worked, right? And she would have gotten fired.
That's very true.
Right? But no, she ended up training over 1,000 managers, right? She ended up getting on the 10X GrowthCon stage. You want to know why? Because she knows how to communicate. She knows how to get in communication. She knows how to connect with people, right? And she's literally going to be showing you more on how to do that tomorrow, on how you can start doing that. Like, she's gone through the 17 years of struggling, challenges, not knowing what to do. Excuses. I say it like excuses now.
He got caught with the accent.
Yeah, excuses is how she says it.
Okay, how do you say good evening?
Good evening.
Yeah, you took it from me.
Okay.
Never mind.
All right, but anyways, like you can imagine, like, she's very highly qualified is my point. She doesn't say this herself, but I'm gonna say it for her since I'm her husband. I know I can see it. Like, I just know that you need to be there tomorrow. So it's clearandconquer.com/free. I just wanted to tell all of you that, because I would be unethical for me not to mention it to you. Okay. So with that being said, if you want to go to the next one, you may.
Yes. So again, if you guys are tuning in, this is a Clear and Conquer Live. We come to you guys every single Tuesday at 12 p.m. Eastern. That's 9 p.m. Dubai time. So the third way to connect with the audience is known. You guys must have heard about it before, and it's very crucial too. And it takes a lot of guts to do it, okay? It is connecting through storytelling. You know, when I run the masterclass, which we have another masterclass this upcoming weekend again, we show people how to connect using their own voice, like their own story, what happened to you. And long years ago, I learned from Lisa Nichols that your story doesn't belong to you. Your story belongs to the people who will be impacted by you. So when I tell my story, I did this, I was shy, I don't know what happened, I lost my mom, things happened to me, I was bullied, blah, blah, blah. Okay, fine, my story. But then again, nobody cares until they see where I am today. Successful businesswoman. She's married to the love of her life. She's living in the beautiful city of Miami. She has a great network. She's around people who are all about wealth and authenticity, and they're ethical. How did that happen? From someone who's shy, who didn't see any value in herself. And just because I worked on myself, this is not magic, it's just science. It's something I had to do. So this is a story I like to share. When I share this story, I can connect with certain people who can say, oh, wow, like Maryam went through this, I can go through it as well. So your story doesn't belong to you. Why do I talk about my story with purpose? Because I know what happens when people find their purpose. Why do I vulnerably share my story with my speaking from someone who didn't even know how to speak English? I failed the TOEFL exam. You know the TOEFL exam, the one you have to get to access university? I failed it 6 times. And every time I would be throwing traumas, and oh my God, this was a blah blah, and I studied for 10 hours a day. Well, you didn't pass. What's happening? Why are you being a little coward, right? So here is the thing: storytelling. When you tell people a story from where you are and where you are where you were and where you are right now, and identify the gaps. What did you have to do? This is where you can actually help someone. Maybe all what I do when I share my story is to give someone hope. Good. Or maybe when I share my story, someone want to go ahead and open a business and they want our help. Or someone want to go ahead and improve their marketing and they can come to us. Someone want to find their purpose. Someone get to become better speakers. They come to the training session tomorrow. But the idea of it, guys, if you do not share stories, people will think you are this ice cold human. Because we all have the stories, but as I mentioned before, earlier in this segment, some people are really scared of being who they are, which I don't want to jump into the next topic, but people are very scared of sharing who they are, their true essence. Your story doesn't belong to you. How many people, when they know your story, they can actually get something from it that will improve the quality of their life? That's why when I see people criticizing me or hating on me or whatever, oh my God, why is she putting this in social media? Because I want to help someone who's resonating with. When I would love to quote a Grant on this, guys. If you see something good in Maryam and you see something bad in Maryam, it's a reflection of you.
One way or another.
One way or another. If you see me someone who's confident, a successful woman, someone who made her way, someone who makes her own decisions, someone who's bold, that's something in you. It's whether it's out or it needs to come out, right? Or on the other side, you see me, oh my God, she's a show off. Oh my God, why she's doing this? Oh my God, she's looking for she's a whatever. You see me something negative in me, it's a reflection of you. It's not me. So when I tell a story, it tells the audience something about them, and I focus on the people who I can help. Some people show up, but they will never get help from you. But then they know your story, they know your name. Some people will never do business with me, but they know her name is Maryam Isa Al-Ali Zastapal. She's a doctor. She got her doctorate from Georgia State University, the first Emirati. Her research is in Alaska. She's part of the 10X community. She's the first Emirati to be certified by John Maxwell, by Grant Cardone, by Life Orientations in Japan, by the G200 in Switzerland. People know this. But because I shared my story, they know who I am. And by the end of the day, it is not about you sharing the story only. It is what is in it for the other person who is listening to your story. How is you sharing your story going to change someone's life, that audience that you are looking to, whether you are a coach, whether you're speaking in front of a smaller group or a big audience?
Yeah, 100%. Maryam was I was very good at, connecting with people on common ground, sharing statistics, and the next one that she's going to be sharing. But one that I need to get better at was storytelling. So when me and Maryam met, it was one of the first things she ever told me was you have to start sharing your story some more because people resonate with your story. And that goes, I'm talking to you now. I want to send you the same message. You need to share your story. You don't need to be this perfect, pretty image that you think you need to be. You just need to tell your story.
Right.
You need to tell your story more. What have you gone through in your life? People need to connect with that. People need to hear it. In fact, I was really scared of sharing myself trying to commit suicide because, I was afraid of what people would think about me. I was afraid of people hating on me, sending me messages. I was afraid of someone telling me that I actually should still do it because I was letting that control me. I wasn't actually in peace with it. Now I am, and I share it all the time. And literally there's been people that have heard it and it's completely altered their life.
Yes.
They didn't know that about me, and they see me, being successful now. And it appears that for some reason, people think that successful people has just had it easy. I don't know why, or they're just lucky, or it just happens, or they're just like that, or they're just good communicators. Just. It ain't true. I had dreams when I was really young, when I was 10 years old. I wanted to own the Caesars Palace in Las Vegas. Look it up if you've never looked it up before. It's a massive multi-billion-dollar hotel. I wanted to own it, right? It's a beautiful hotel. It has 7 pools. It has, I believe, 5 towers, 5 buildings, really tall buildings. And it's based off of Caesar, Julius Caesar, which was from Greece, right? And not that I agree with Julius Caesar doing all the stuff he did, but I like the feeling. I have a connection with it myself. So I connected with that. But eventually I started getting made fun of. I stopped believing in myself, and I allowed doubt to just consume me so much that the devil had consumed me. Right? I started going down a very bad road. I started getting very depressed. I started thinking that I wasn't good enough. I didn't do very well in school, which played a huge part because I thought by me failing those tests like Maryam did, I thought by those things happening, I was done for. I couldn't remember things, I always told myself. So I didn't think that I could succeed in life anymore. And I didn't know I even had a purpose at that point. It's like, I had sight of it early on in my life, but I lost sight of it later on, from me basically listening to what other people were saying and listening to society, basically. And I got to a point when I was 19 years old, I tried to actually commit suicide. I had been thinking about it for years, and I actually tried to execute myself out of this planet, which means kill myself, right? I actually tried to remove myself from this planet. I thought people would be better off without me. I thought my family would forget about me a week later. Like, oh yeah, they would be sad at first. I was justifying it, right? They'd be sad at first, but then they wouldn't really care. And then you'd think that would have been a wake-up call. Not really, no. I became an alcoholic at age 21. A few months later, I tried committing suicide again. I got into drugs. I was just going down a very bad road very fast. I'm actually just lucky to be alive. I've almost died about 8 times, right? 8 times, maybe 6, 7, 8 times. Once in an explosion. Once someone was going 80 miles an hour in a ditch, right?
Wow.
Because they fell asleep at the wheel and I was in the back seat. I can tell you story after story. I tried committing suicide twice, right? And for some reason, I'm still here. For some reason, God's like, nope, I'm going to keep him here. He needs to do something on this planet first, right? He needs to go live his purpose. God obviously was involved in this. And eventually I got woken up to finding my purpose, seeing the light, seeing potential in myself again because of other people, right? I got to see some examples. And I hope by me telling you this story, which is what this is, you can see that there's hope in whatever you're doing right now, whether you're lost. I've been broke. I had to pay quarters at Burger King before because all my credit cards were maxed out. I was in extreme debt, right? So, this is part of my story. It's part of it. It's just a little clip of it. But you can see by me telling the story, you probably can connect with some of it, right? Maybe you were depressed at one point. Maybe you were living paycheck to paycheck, couldn't afford food or rent, right? That's scary. Maybe whatever you connected with, right? But the point of this is that if you start sharing your story like that, people need to hear it. I shared that story in Dubai, and I didn't know this, but there was people in the audience that were really affected by it because there's a few people that were thinking about it,
right?
Committing suicide. Won't say who or what, but they were thinking it the week before, right? So your story is it's so powerful, and shame on you if you're not sharing it, right? I didn't know that I had that inside of me. Mm-hmm. Obviously, if I was at a point where I was committing suicide, I didn't think my story mattered, but it did, right? And I didn't think that, sharing it to, even before that, just a group audience when I only had 3 people on Instagram Live.
Yeah.
Right? But people get to connect with it. I have many more stories I need to share. And thank God for Maryam, because even way before we had feelings for each other, way before we were together, married, she told me that I need to start sharing this more.
Of course.
Right? And thank God for that, because it's connected with people. Yeah. So share your story. That's the moral of this story, is share your story.
I love that, Alex. Thank you so much
for
sharing that. And here's the thing. And Alex, when they see the story of Alex and everything he had to go through, and this is part of his past, you could tell you can do it too. Whatever you can resonate with the story here. Sometimes you're scared of sharing the story. And I'm going to tell you something that Grant even told us, our billionaire mentor, Uncle G. He said, nobody cares about your story until you make it. If Alex was not a successful businessman running a company right now, doing everything that he needs to do to help people every single day, so what if you try to commit suicide? Right? It's just because he made it through, he made it work, he made it happen. Mm-hmm. If you see many of his private clients, they is people who were depressed at some point, and they came to Alex just because they said, you mentioned that story, how did you get out of depression? And Alex is generously share with them how he did it. And he mentors them through it, and he helped them open businesses and become more extroverts and do more with their lives and with their businesses as well. Right? So your story, ladies and gentlemen, doesn't belong to you. It belongs to the people who will be learning from you.
Yeah, 100%. And communication and speaking and listening and these types of things, they're going to there's something that you acquire. Maybe some people are, I guess, might be born with it, but most people aren't. Let's be honest. Like if you look around when you were in school and things like that, you were paying attention to the 5 people that were good at it and weren't paying attention to all the people that actually were looking at the same 5 people.
Right.
You were thinking it was only you, right? No, most people don't know how to communicate and connect. That's why we're telling you guys this right now.
Mhm.
And I want to tell you as well, I was not an extrovert. I didn't know how to talk to people at all. I couldn't even go up to a group of people, an audience, one-to-one. Didn't matter. I was terrible at it. I was so scared, right? I had the fear of rejection, right? Because I had a rejection way when I was in kindergarten, right? So it played a part through my life. My point here is if we can do this, because Maryam was an introvert too, believe it or not.
Yeah.
Believe it or not. And if we can get out of this, so can you. That's what I wanted to say too. Like, so can you.
I appreciate you sharing that, Alex. So, guys, share your story if you don't know how. Tomorrow we are running a speaking speaking event for free. You can go to the link in the bio, clearandconquer.com/free, or you can just go ahead and type it up, clearandconquer.com/free. It's a free event where you need to go ahead and speak up. You need to speak up, guys. I don't know, like people being under the radar, like why things are not happening to us because you're not talking. Nobody knows who you are. Sometimes I argue with people who come to say, "Oh my God, Maryam, I'm not getting promoted. I worked for this company for 7 years." I'm like, "Who knows you in the company?" My colleagues. Who else? My line manager. Who else? That's it. Like they know you by your extension number and they know you by your email. They don't even put a name to the face because you're not showing up. People don't know who you are because you're not speaking. You're not talking. So this is going to be a great opportunity for everybody.
Yeah, and all you say is, "Oh, I'm just a number." Yeah, if you keep on telling yourself that, you are going to continue to be a number unless you do something. Go make sure you aren't a number anymore.
Love that.
You won't be.
Love that. So shall I go to the last one?
Yes.
So the 4th way to go ahead and connect with the audience is one of my favorite ways. And this is gonna, maybe some of you guys will go to a different universe, if you know what I mean. If I'm gonna go ahead and share this one. And this is for the ones who wanna go all the way with the speaking, right? Authenticity. Connecting with others on authenticity. What is authenticity? Authenticity means you, the real you, who you are, not acting like someone else or being like someone else. So I'm going to tell you something. I used to be, if you're going to look at my videos like 3 years ago, you would see I was being very more like, you need to find your purpose. I'm not even opening my mouth. You need to find your purpose, because when you find your purpose, it makes you very, change your life, And I'm like, what? I look at my videos, I'm like, where is Maryam? I look at that videos, I'm like, where is me? This is not me. That one who's trying not to, that one that doesn't want to, this is Maryam. Hello, what's your purpose? That's Maryam Al-Ali, right? So at that time, I was not like this. I couldn't connect with people. I connect with who? With fakeness. Because I was very scared that the people around me at that time were so fake. I had to be fake like them too, to fit in. I had to do things I didn't want to do. I had to go to gatherings. I had to go to parties I didn't want to go to, right? I needed to go do something that I'm not supposed to be doing with my life because I wanted to fit in with a different group of people who has nothing to do with who Maryam Al-Ali is, Zastipel is, right?
Wow.
So here's the thing, authenticity, connecting with authenticity. That's why I am unapologetic about Maryam Al-Ali Zastipel, Maryam Isa Al-Ali Zastipel. This is me. This is who I am. I'm not going to go ahead and put myself in a box to fit a certain group of people or a certain environment, or because I'm a woman, because I am whatever people want to put me in a box for. They can't, because this is me. When you meet your authentic self, that's why I talk about purpose. When you find your purpose, you stop going for what you want and you go after what you deserve, because you understand who you truly are. And when you communicate, you are operating from a space of authenticity.
Wow.
You're not being like someone else. You're not copying someone else. You're not being like someone else. There are certain organizations that they're just duplicating people, as in So you have to be in a certain tone, you have to be in a certain look, you have to, whatever it is. What is the authentic self? Why am I not a nice coach or whatever, coach, teacher, speaker, whatever you want to call me, whatever is resonating with you? Because I give people the truth. But we are living in a world full of fakeness that the truth is lost in it. We are surrounded with fakeness. When we see reality, we don't want to recognize it. We don't want to confront reality. So Maryam Al-Ali keeps it real. I keep it real, and I don't apologize about it. That's why certain people connect with me, and some people repel from me. The people who are not true to themselves, they repel from Maryam Al-Ali. They can't, like, what is this? Oh my God, she just offended me. I didn't mean to offend you. Why did you repel? When I tell you, be who you are, embrace who you are, find your purpose, set your goals, stand for your own truth, speak your truth, confront the people who are harming you. Do not be around the wrong environment who are want to go ahead and crush you and pull you down. And you don't want to listen. It's because something is not resonating with you, because you cannot operate with authenticity when you are around me. The highest frequency, and this is I learned from Gary Brecka. Shout out to Gary Brecka. He said the highest frequency that leaves the human body is the frequency of authenticity. It happens when your words are truthful and you believe in what you say. That's what I'm taking out. If some people cannot resonate with it, or they think it's weird, or oh my God, what is her Gucci? She's talking about her Jimmy Choos. I've never seen a Jimmy Choo. What is her bag? What's her makeup from? Her lashes. What are her lashes from? Plastic. I don't resonate with the plastic. I don't resonate with the artificial. I resonate with people who are real. So when you share your story, you share it raw. The real you comes out. And the reality, again, people, when they see something real, they cannot confront it, because they are surrounded with so much fakeness. So when I talk about speaking with authenticity, it is what you believe in your heart, what captivates your mind, what you flawlessly declare through your words, how you see others, how others see you. When they are all in alignment, you are living your authentic self. If not, guess what? Whatever you're going to be saying, it's someone else's idea, someone else's garbage, someone else's thought that has nothing to do with who you are. Because the real you, it wants more. If you take your mind out, the real you wants something bigger. Your spirit wants something bigger. It's the mind that gets in the way. Why? How? Who's going to listen to you? This is stupid. Maryam Al-Ali ma عندها سالفة. Oh my gosh, why are you listening to her? Blah, 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 blah. It's the mind. The more you think about something, the less likely it's going to happen. So when Alex and I, we execute, we commit first, we figure the rest out later. So operating with authenticity, guys, is a game changer. And like, I salute every single person who speaks their own truth. Being mindful and respectful of other people and their opinions as well. But I'm not going to go ahead and hide my opinion, or say, when I see someone who's doing something and I say, well, when I see someone who has so much potential, she can conquer the world, and she has an abusive husband, I'm not going to say, oh, Meskina. I'm going to go ahead and speak something. He's holding you back. Maryam, you want her to get a divorce? I don't want her to get divorced. I want her to divorce something that is not aligned with who she is. Because that's when you understand you are embracing your authentic self, and you are speaking from a space of authenticity, not fakeness. And that's where many people are scared of. They are scared of looking within. So when you are scared of talking your own self, with your own authenticity, with your own spirit, with your own mind, know that something is broken. That's why connecting with the audience using your authentic self is the hardest, but the most rewarding.
Yeah. You guys can see it over there. I don't know. I mean, I think I'm just gonna go, and I'm gonna. You said enough. I think we'll end it here. Just kidding, you guys. I mean, if you didn't just watch all of that, like you could feel Maryam, because she's being her authentic self. It's something that you can feel. I mean, I don't really have anything to say, because I was just listening the whole time. I'm just like, the whole time I was dropping my jaw in my head, you know? Exactly, William. Like, it's why we have people like William around us, because we were authentic. He was authentic, so he attracted us, we attracted him. I hope you understand that. If you keep on being fake, you're gonna, like Maryam said, you're gonna keep on attracting fake. I attracted fake for a very long time in my life, right? It's because I was trying so hard to be fake. I wanted so badly to be fake, actually. It was an inverse of who I didn't know. I was supposed to just be myself. I thought that was stupid when someone told me that. I'm like, be myself? What do you mean? Like, I am being myself. You know, I didn't confront it or anything like that. And it's not like I had like terrible friends or anything like that, but I had people that also were into like the fake things, right? Like I was surrounded by that. And again, not everybody, okay? I'm gonna make sure that's clear. But I was attracting a lot of fakeness, and eventually I eventually got into the popular circle that was really into being fake, right? And I'm like, I just felt like I didn't fit, by the way, the whole time. But I was trying so hard because that's where I thought I was supposed to be. Because they were, I was in school and things like that. I was put on a pedestal. And I was spending such a long time trying to be around fakeness. And when I actually, found my purpose, I found out who I really am. And I just started being who I am, who I is. Then I started attracting the right people. It was immediate. Like the friends that I have in my circle right now came really fast once that happened. Like it happened really fast. And they're still here. That's the lesson in it. People that are going to come and go, they're just not aligned with who you are, right? But the people that stay, like William, Nat, his wife, they're a beautiful daughter, right? Layla, right? They're amazing. Did I say that wrong?
No.
Oh, you looked at me weird.
Sorry.
But they're amazing daughter, right? Like that, those type of people, right? When you have the authenticity around you, like when you're being authentic, those people are here to stay. Like Julian, Alex, Kevin Montez. I've seen he was here right now, right? Arya, like those people. I'm telling you, like Maryam came to me because I was finally being authentic. I came to Maryam because she was being authentic.
Yes.
That's the whole lesson here, right? If you continue to be fake, expect fakeness around you for the rest of your life.
Gosh.
Like you're gonna have a lot of fakeness.
Oh my God, that's crazy.
Yeah.
And imagine, and people can't tell if you're fake or not. People are not stupid. It's again, Nikola Tesla, the great Nikola Tesla says this. He said, if you want to understand the secrets of the universe, you have to understand the three things: energy, frequency, and vibration. Okay? And I'm not gonna go deep into this, but here's the thing: whatever you put out there, you attract. I didn't want to attract someone who is, well, I used to, because I was not true to myself. And when you're true to yourself, get ready for someone not being true and getting into your life. Yeah. The minute you let go of that weight that you have to look in a certain way, I'm surprised how many girls, they look like each other. Same nose, same eyes. Everybody's went under the knife because they're not embracing their authentic self. They're not embracing who they truly are. You want to look like someone. You want to look like that actress, or you want to look like that actor. You want to look like them, dress like them. What about you? What about your authentic self? What about who you are? What about what you present? That's why you see me sometimes I'm with wake up, sometimes that makeup, sometimes my hair is done, sometimes it's not done. Sometimes I put my lashes, sometimes I don't put my lashes. It doesn't change who I am. And if someone is gonna get attracted to me because of the way I look, or because of the car I drive, or because of the jewelry I have, or because of whatever it is, materialistic, guess what? Once that thing is gone, that person is gone too. That's why I always say, like, keep those people close, those people who are very true and authentic, and they are with you in the hardships. Those are the people who need to keep around you, like William here.
Yeah.
Like William here, I'm gonna tell you guys, like, this is so huge, this topic of authenticity and how you speak about it, because you're gonna attract those kind of people who really genuinely care about you and your success, and really want to help you flourish and prosper in your life.
Yeah, don't miss this part.
Yeah. Which part?
Audience. Don't miss what you're saying.
Yeah,
Don't miss the
exactly.
part, because it might go. Don't let it go over your, like, don't allow the authenticity part, because you can do all of what we told today, but this is the most important part, like Maryam said.
Yes.
Like, don't miss this.
Yes, guys.
Don't miss this important piece.
Yes, absolutely, Alex. And that's why be who you are, because when you are who you are, you're gonna be attracting the right people. There would be no way I would attract it, Alex, if I was fake. Okay? There would be no way. Same thing with him, because it happened with us before, and we're not gonna allow this to happen going forward. So think about it. Like, do not be surrounded with so much fakeness. When you see something real, you repel from it. And many of us are repelling from reality. We are stuck in our own heads, not understanding what our soul is saying to us. Your spirit wants you to be you. Your spirit wants you to be you, not to be like someone else. You don't have to be you don't have to be like anyone else. That's why, I respect someone like William in our life, because you see them genuinely caring about helping people. And that's what happens when you are authentic, when you are real, when you understand. And I'm gonna tell you, like, do not do it. If you have people around you who are fake, who are with you because of how you look, of your hair. I remember there was a group. If you wanted to, this is at the university. If you wanted to fit in, you have to wear the same lipstick, same shade, same brand. I'm like, oh my God, that's too much for me, because it's like I have to disconnect of who I am to relate to a group of people, and that's not me, and that's not you too. It just, again, maybe it's a social pressure. But I'm gonna tell you, do not be surrounded with fakeness, because when you see something real, you will not be able to confront it.
Yeah. And I think we should just end it right there, because the thing is like, that was so impactful and powerful what Maryam was saying. I literally was speechless, like, quite literally. All I could think of in my head is like, when she's done talking, I'm gonna go like this, because it was just so fire, like boom, boom, boom. If you missed it, you're gonna have to go rewatch this, okay? Like the whole thing today. This was so fire. We're gonna be sending it to like the thousands of people we have on our list, and I'm gonna make sure everybody sees this. And I do want to make sure all of you come to our event tomorrow, okay? Because it's an amplification of this. It's clearandconquer.com/free. It's based off of Maryam's like high experience in this category, which is speaking and communication. And if you're not there, you're going to be missing out, okay? clearandconquer.com/free. The link is in my bio on our platforms. Go to clearandconquer.com/free here, /free. And we will definitely see you there. We go live, by the way. So mark this in your calendars as well today, okay? And going forward, noon Eastern, 9 p.m. UAE time. We go Clear and Conquer live every single Tuesday with our show producer, William Figueroa at Wi-Fi. If you want to follow him, it's at Wi-Fi. Okay, so join us tomorrow, number 1. 2, put this in your calendars and follow William on Instagram at Wi-Fi. It's the most easy one that you can find. It is Wi-Fi on Instagram. Okay, thank you everybody for joining. Do you have anything else to say?
Let's go conquer.
Let's go conquer, everybody. Thank you for joining.
Bye-bye.